What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our favorite and your favorite wrestling podcast, Lucha House Show Podcast. That's at podcast Lucha H Lucha HSP on Instagram and all on all of the other socials and on YouTube and Spotify as well. And I'm Mars, the voice of violence, as always, joined here by my colleague at ringside, Rowdy Rod. And yes, do not adjust your settings. In the infamous words of Marshall Mathers III, guess who's back? Back again. The As we like to call him now, the big E of Lucha HSP, the one that abandoned us when when things got bad. He plenty of others have come back from a broken neck. He didn't even break his neck and he left us. Renzo, the armless assassin. Renzo sin brazos. Mate, I'd love to say it's good to see you, but we can't actually see you because you're stuck in Maine and that 3G internet dial up isn't working properly. But we can hear you. So if you just like to say hello so we can just confirm that it is you. Mate, it's great to have you back. And yeah, as you said, we will be doing the Lucha House Show Podcast Awards for the year yet again. But before that, we're just going to touch on some stuff that's been happening with AEW. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Saturday night's main event, given that we didn't do a show last week. Reality Rod, flick that switch and let's get the show on the road before the main internet cuts out again.
Let's see. Let's flick that switch. Just get started. And like I said, Renzo, fine, good to hear you. Good to see you back. Not really see you, but good to have you back in the podcast. For this, the last show of the year. So important, that we all here. We're still missing one bar. That's a bit more difficult to get, especially when it's English now. Shout out to people. But yeah, let's go into what's happening in the world of wrestling. The main one we just saw, Rampage, is getting cut off from AEW. Last show is coming up this week to our AEW resident. Renzo, what are your thoughts on that? And that's when the internet cut off.
We might have lost Renzo.
That was quick.
What?
Oh, he's gone. Completely gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's completely gone.
He's been counted out.
You're back. What are your thoughts, Mars, on this on Rampage getting cut off?
Oh, look, I don't know. It's weird. It just came out of the blue. Like there was no rumors. There was nothing that Tony Khan just announced it. But what wasn't Rampage the show that they basically created for CM Punk?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that was like the second show. They needed a second show.
Here he is.
There we go. You can see him now. Even better. Can hear you. Can see you. But we were talking about Rampage. What are your thoughts on Rampage getting cut off from AEW?
I think it's good, man, that they cut it off. There wasn't really an important show. Everyone would watch Collision over Rampage. It was kind of an awkward night as well, like a Friday night here in the US. So yeah, people go out and they're watching the football. So it wasn't a show that was extremely popular. But yeah, good. We're going to hopefully get more crowds at the AEW shows.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is happening lately is the crowds keep dropping down. But and talking about crowds, do you guys see the welcoming? The crowd was giving in Ring of Honor to the match between Will Ospreay and Ricochet.
Yeah, well, you got to remember where it was. It was at the Hammerstein Ballroom. That place has got history. You remember the welcome they gave to John Cena at One Night Stand?
What was the chant? What was the chant?
Yeah, wasn't it like "fuck you, Cena" or something like that?
Yeah, it was that.
But just like throwing the shirt back several times, like that was gold.
But Ricochet, he didn't really. He was really getting angry about it. Like he wasn't taking it really well.
He didn't expect it. He just did not expect it. Like you don't expect people to throw toilet paper in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know where you are.
Yeah, but I just didn't think he expected it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. In terms of that Ring of Honor event, it was really weird as well. Like the crowd wasn't really engagement. I've seen highlights. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the whole thing, but the highlights I've seen, people wasn't really engaging on the whole match. And normally when you got that close of a crowd, especially in that venue, people get really into it. And we've seen videos of old school and fucking people really get. But it was like some
because
like
it's a
one
smart
more.
crowd. It's a smart crowd, and they're not happy with what they're seeing, and they're voicing
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Like that's a smart wrestling crowd.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Miles. They're letting their feelings be shown.
Mm.
Yeah, so absolutely. It's hopefully Tony Khan takes notice.
But a part of that, even though that's happening, it just came out. The AW is one of the most profitable sports company in the world.
Yep.
A number three, I think it is, if
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I
wrong.
question that. I mean, I question those statistics. Like, and where what are their sources, and like,
It was
what
something like a
what figures?
something billion
Like, how do they
dollars,
get to
three
that?
billion
How
dollars,
does
or something
how
like
do
that.
they get to that figure? Is it based on like the value of the talent, or what they're paying their talent, or TV contracts, or what? Because I really do question that.
Yeah, I was. What are your thoughts, Lorenzo? Before us, put what I think.
Um, Look, I was surprised that they are that high as well, just like Mars said. I thought there would have been others above AEW, or yeah, AEW would have been lower. But it's interesting. So I'm not too sure if that is the value of wrestlers in general, just like Mars said. I have no idea. But yeah, interesting stats.
Yeah, really weird. The fact that it was like so high, like I think we also got taken back. That's a lot of money getting involved, but a lot of money get put in. They keep getting TV deals, so it's kind of like really contradicting what we've seen on like and I think we had discussion a few times with Mars already. Yeah, these days you don't need to have crowd, on the matches, because a lot of TV deals and you get paid different ways, whatever. But it also is what it makes wrestling wrestling. It's the live crowd, live reaction, and that's
Yeah,
how you know what to steer the ship. um, if you don't know where to steer the chip, is what's happening now in AEW. It goes all over the place. Like, how do I steer this if I don't know, if I don't get people's reaction, I don't get people in the crowds. You gotta continue bringing something new, something new, something new, and not many stories are going along, or not many stories are getting past the, let's say, 3 months mark. And I
yeah,
think one of the only ones now, there's two, if I'm not wrong, which is the one with the Dead Raiders. They keep going into AW and they're terrorizing everyone. The story is going with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy having a massive deal with all this. We don't know what the bugs are happening. So it's a big, big story there, which they're doing really well. And the return of Tony Storm, they kind of had a amnesia, which is hilarious. Well, actually, let's go into that. What are your thoughts on Tony Storm and what she said after she came back as Tony Storm, like we like it? What are your thoughts on the comeback and how she engaged with the crowd, which was they were really confused.
Dude, I was confused. I was confused that she came back because she announced her retirement and then she came back. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? It's good to see Tony Storm back as proper Tony Storm, but I loved her character that she had, Timeless Tony Storm. That was amazing, man. I don't know if she liked it. I think the crowd at the end were kind of sick of it, but I don't know why she changed. She's back as regular Tony Storm. Yeah, let's see where it goes.
yeah. We spoke about this last week. I got sick of it pretty early.
Yeah.
I'm glad the real Tony Storm's back. Like, I mean, she did great work with it, and like she was a great champion at the time. And I understand the gimmick, and it was an original gimmick. Like I hadn't
Mm.
seen that before. But I got sick of it. I got sick of the bullshit accent. I got sick of everything. Not that I watch AEW much anyway. So, and I've got a pretty low threshold when it comes to getting sick of stuff, as both of you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but even then, but the funny thing, like, what it looks like, she's continued the storyline because she comes back in the moment that Mariah May is on the arena. She's defending title, and she comes in when Mariah May is there. So it's just like it looks like it's a continuation of the story, but she kind of, like, that's the thing. Had a new. She hasn't explained what's happening, but
Yes. And
but she did.
no, no, no. I agree with you, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Ah,
this
okay.
is all part of. This goes back to the problem of AEW and storytelling.
Mm.
Like back in the day in WWF, WWE, stuff happened and we were just like, okay, that's how it happened. We can't explain it, but that's just how it is. Whereas now everything happens for a reason in WWE. In AEW, if she got amnesia, why has she got this still got this beef with Mariah May?
Mm.
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't make
I
sense.
found they
So we
that
just asked to
great.
accept it. Hmm?
But I found it great because remember, like at one point, same thing we were going with the with the bloodline. Why? And
Mm.
then later on, you were like, okay, that's why. And I like the fact that she has amnesia. She thinks that she just signed in with AEW because that's what she was saying. She
Mm.
said Tony Storm is. I got a surprise. Tony Storm is AEW. Like, like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's great because it would be different if she comes back at any point during the show. The Mariah May is not involved, and that would
Mm.
be like, oh, why she come back like that? And but she has to go for the title. She never went for the title, but now she comes up at the same time. The Mariah May, and even Mariah May is looking at it like, what's happening?
Mm.
Like everyone's confused. So I think that that's a long term storyline that been working. She's been working on, and I think it's only two storylines that been making sense in AW at the moment because everything else is kind of going all over the place, and it's still trying to steer this ship. That it looks like it's going to sink, but I don't know.
I
It's
won't sink. It won't sink because they're gonna, plug the holes with money. But um,
yeah, it's
that's
true.
the problem. AEW is a wrestling show. They put on good wrestling matches. They have
Mm.
shit storylines, but they put on
Mm-hmm.
good wrestling matches.
Yeah, it's always been, yeah.
WWE is a TV show about wrestling.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
difference.
true. And AEW has technically has two shows. They got AEW and they got Ring of Honor. Um,
Yeah.
so technically they got two shows separately.
Hmm. Well,
Which
so
is
is WWE. They've got NXT as well.
yeah, but NXT always was part of WWE. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
not like NXT
Yeah, I
was
get you.
something
Yeah.
foreign and they brought it
Hmm.
in and bought it. AEW bought Ring of Honor, and then Ring of Honor was Ring of Honor for like ages ago. Was
Yeah.
Ages.
forever
Yes.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor. They just bought it and then became this second, like third show, AEW, which once we go through the champions, you will gonna see what the fuck is happening.
Hmm.
But that's pretty much where AEW. And lastly, and I think we talked about this, but I want his Renzo's opinion. Mercedes Moné keeps getting booed. And it keeps getting not just it's not boo anymore. It's just like fuck you, like we don't want you. Like it's really bad.
Weren't
Press.
they chanting "Shut the fuck up"?
She
Were
was
they?
trying to
Yeah.
shut the fuck up at
Yeah.
one point, and she went to New Japan, and New Japan people wasn't engaging with her, and she was in trying to do her whole fucking dance and shit, and no one was really engaging. So what are you? And she was having beef with someone on the internet because they were telling that he has to go back to learn wrestling because she just lost it. And she just went online going like, hey, I'm the richest I've ever been. I'm the best I've ever
Mm.
been. And as I was listening to her, I'm like, you just rich. You the richest you've ever been? Yes. Are you the same you used to be and better? No. But what are your thoughts, Renzo, on all this with Mercedes money?
Yeah. That's it. The character hasn't clicked. It never clicked, and I don't think it will click. I think that everyone is, yeah, kind of tired of her shtick, just like timeless Tony Storm. In a little bit, everyone kind of got bored real quick with it. This one's probably worse because she just, you know, came in, came in a bad way. It was almost like a year before she'd come in that she was announced almost that she was coming. I think that, yeah, they need to give some of the other girls a go with the championship, with the TBS championship. Yeah, let's see what happens with Mercedes. It's just not happening. I don't know how long her contract is for, but yeah, I think we're going to see her around for a while. But they just need to give someone a push because it's obviously not working with her.
100%. 100%. And also she had to get rid of both titles because strong women, that's not
Yes.
so hurt. That's not so hurt, to be honest. It should be go back to Willow Nightingale, to be honest.
Hmm.
So you have to go back to
Hmm.
it. TV champion. You have to like she managed to go away, come back. But just
Yes.
flick the switch, change the switch a little bit. And to see the people is not engaging, bro. Like if she can't see that, there's a big problem there, you know, and I think that's what has to get fixed. But that's pretty much with AEW. And before we jump to what's happened in Saturday
Saturday night.
night main event. What about what happened in Raw with the mysterious sign of a zero on fire and then a slash in between? What are your thoughts on who could be? Let's see. I shit myself when I saw it. What do you thought it can
Mate.
be?
No, no, we know you're the mark for him. So you talk, mate.
Oh my god, it can't be no one else but Cero Miedo. It can't just not be anyone else but Penta. It just the zero, and it's the fact of what the way they did it, use the zero and then the slash across. And
Yeah.
like it's like if it's someone else, I'll be so furious
Mm.
because that's just misleading people. And that could be in the first row, which is a massive deal. Like we said it, Pentagon is 40. Um, could he be going to NXT? Maybe to wait for Phoenix, but we said no. He has to. I always said he had to go to the main roster because he's done the whole everywhere.
Yeah.
He needs to go main roster, and looks like it's gonna be. Oops, there you go. It looks like it's gonna be the first Raw on Netflix. So, what are your thoughts on this? It is happening. It's not happening. We will see at Raw, or will we see it after Raw?
Man, I'm excited. I'm really excited that this guy is finally, we're going to see him on WWE TV. Man, we were talking about this since I left, or stopped recording with you guys for, and that was almost 3 months ago. We've
Mm,
been talking about this happening. So it's finally happening. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I hope he gets a pretty big push while we wait for Ray Phoenix, which we know is going to be a while. But no, excited, man. It'll be big if he does make it to the first Raw on
mm,
Netflix.
Yeah, I agree with everything both of you said. I'm really looking forward to. I haven't seen a lot of him because I just don't watch a lot of AEW, and I
mm,
didn't know his stuff in Mexico. But no, I'm really looking forward to what I have seen. I really liked, and I think it's going to happen on Raw and Netflix. I don't see him going to NXT. Like you said, he's a
mm,
bit old for that. He
mm.
doesn't need developing.
Yeah.
He knows he's his own character. He brings all that with him. So now I think we'll see him at the first Raw on the 6th of January or 7th of January here in
Mm.
Australia.
And
But
you know who I think is gonna go against, and is how it's
that's what I
gonna
wanted to
start.
ask you. That's what I wanted to ask you. Who do you think he's going to feud with?
Shinsuke Nakamura,
Ooh.
Oh, yes, yes. That makes a lot of sense.
because Nakamura now has LA Knight on his hands. There's no one else like
Mm,
Nakamura. And
mm,
who you gonna bring? Because what is Nakamura gives you? Fear. He feeds
mm,
off fear. And what better they go against the guy that has zero fear?
mm.
So it just I
Mm.
think that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna because I think we're gonna have I can't remember if we're having LA Knight and Nakamura at Raw. Not sure, but it's gonna be kind of at the end of it,
At the end of
and
it, yeah.
he
So
will
that way
win.
that door's closed for
Nakamura wins,
yeah.
and it'll be like kind of the commentary is gonna be like, who can be against the guy that gives everyone fear and just hits the
Mm.
music. Tenemos cero miedo. Oh man, can hear the music already. Even though they can't do it, I think because of fucking copyrights, but it will have
Mm.
something like it. But that's cero miedo. And I'm pretty sure by now people know who Pentagon is.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
hope he
Well,
gets. I hope that
a lot
people
of
gets
people do, but
reaction.
like we always say, it's a WWE crowd, so they might not know who he is.
Yeah.
But with all the rumors happening and for so long with
Mm.
them going to WWE, probably people already kind of starting to push towards, who it could be,
Yeah, that.
Um,
But the people that would research that are the hardcore fans, and they know who he is.
True. That's true. That's true. But see, look, that could happen. We hope it happens. And
Mm.
because we got 10 minutes to go before we have to cut off, quickly, Saturday main event. It was what we thought it was going to be. I don't think it
Yeah.
was anything less. I don't know if you're going to go to, well, first of all, we called it. It happened. The first WWE Women's United States champion, no one else that Chelsea Green. How do you guys feel when you saw it as champion?
I love it, man. I love it. They listen to the people. A lot of the internet wrestling community was calling for it. Even live crowds, they've been cheering Chelsea for a while now. So it was a great call to make her that champion, and hopefully they follow that up by making Natalia the Intercontinental champion and listen to the calls in that sense too.
Another hard to
Yeah.
continue the champion.
Mm.
It's interesting. Yeah, Miles, you're right. They're listening to the crowds. They haven't been doing that for a while, but it's great, man. I'm glad that, WWE is listening. Sometimes
Oh,
we
they have
feel
been. They have been. Remember the hashtag Cody?
Yeah.
true,
They
true.
That
listen
turned
there.
things around and look how it came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm happy for Chelsea Green, man. She deserves it. It's a really good outcome.
Yeah, and other things what we call it. Gunther retained the title against Finn Balor and Damien Priest.
Yeah,
That we know it wasn't gonna change.
yeah. Look,
Uh,
it was a safe show. It was a good show, and it was a safe show, and it was a show to because it was on NBC. There would have been a whole bunch of new eyes on WWE. People that may not have been watching
yeah,
wrestling for years. People that have probably never seen wrestling ever in their lives, and it was on NBC. So that's free to air over there, isn't it, Renzo?
It's free to
Yeah.
air, absolutely.
So, like, it was a show that showcased the best talent on the roster, showcased them well, but there was no surprises.
Yeah.
but how about
No storylines were severely impacted. I mean, the massive impact on the storyline was Kevin Owens
I
and
was about to ask you.
Cody Rhodes when he did the package pile driver, but that all happened after it went off the air.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? What are your
Oh, I
thoughts on
love
that?
it. I
And
love it.
KO taking the winged
Yeah,
title,
the winged
and
title, the
now
winged eagle, which I love.
he says he's the champion now.
To me,
Wait,
the
no,
winged
no.
eagle title is like the title in WWE. I love the
Yeah.
fact that he stole it. I love the fact that Triple H got physical. But you guess what? People were cheering Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you hear
People
the
were cheering
chants?
him, man.
Did you hear?
Kevin's right. Nothing that Kevin has said is wrong. Nothing.
Yep,
Kevin's right. It's just the way of doing things might be a bit misguided, but he's
he
not
snapped.
wrong at all.
He snapped, man. He finally
So that's
snapped.
why people are cheering him. I
But
mean, we all know that Cody's going to turn heel eventually, but it won't happen in the next 1 or 2 years. I think he's just too red hot as a face. But people are cheering Kevin, man, and that's for a reason.
but what about the chants against Cody Rhodes? Did you hear the chants when he was taking out his stretcher?
No, I didn't hear him.
You deserve it.
Oh, you deserve it, yeah.
Oh,
You
And as Jessica
deserve
Ventura
it.
said, is he going to cheat and use the chair? He did. That was
Yeah,
a heel win. He used the chair. He didn't introduce the chair, but he used the chair.
yeah,
He gave him the crossroads onto the chair. Like, that's a heel victory.
exactly.
What about the two
Yeah.
referees? Shout out to Charles Robinson and Eddie Oringo for taking those mad bumps during that bout.
Yeah, man. No, they got two good bumps, but to be
Mm.
honest, like I liked it. I love the fact he's the champ, took the title. Quinn I won. I'm the real champion. I think everyone got take it back with Triple H getting involved.
And he's
Um,
walking around with it. He went to the
yeah,
the Netflix kickoff with the
that's
title.
hilarious.
he's going with the title, and it's supposed to be with only one time.
Yeah, yeah.
But now he took it upon
Mm,
himself. So technically, we got two champions at the moment. Not
mm,
really, but kind of. Um, but just people starting to turn into the Cody Rhodes.
mm,
They're starting to see that KO is right, and they're not booing him anymore. You're not gonna hear the boos. It's really rare now. You're gonna hear cheering,
mm.
and slowly people are gonna start boo Cody Rhodes, which could be that the turn of Cody Rhodes going heel sooner, just because
Nah,
of that.
nah. It won't be a while. It won't be for a while, man. It won't be until. It won't be before Mania. No way. Um, I won't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen in the next year.
Mm. No, because we got Roman. Remember, Netflix wants pretty much everyone in Raw. The
No,
main
but don't forget
guys.
Netflix. SmackDown's going to be on Netflix in international markets. In Australia, here they're going to have Raw and SmackDown. Oh, we've lost you. Look out.
Lost him. Lost him. Can't
Even
hear
his
him.
microphone disagreed with him. That's why he
Yeah.
switched itself off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
anyway,
man.
we've lost Reality Raw with some technical difficulties.
I'm back.
Um,
Oh,
Renzo,
he's
what?
back.
I'm
Oh,
back.
you're
I'm back.
back. You're back.
This
Yeah.
stupid microphone.
See what happens when you talk shit? The microphone shuts
Yeah,
itself off.
fuck. So you guys talk now. My microphone disagree with me. This is outrageous.
All right, what did you got, Renzo? What did you think of Saturday night's main event?
Oh man, it was great. It was actually good to see it back after so many years. I remember when I was, when we
Yeah,
were young and it'd be on Saturday night's main event. It was awesome. Hopefully they continue with this. I know
there's
they,
one more. There's one more.
yeah.
Hmm.
I hope it, but it just keeps going, man.
Yeah,
I love Saturday night main event, man. It's really good. It's different. It's always been
yeah.
different. So yeah,
The whole retro thing, they really played on that, and they played
So
on it
good.
well. It took me
yeah,
back, man. I loved it.
absolutely. Yeah, I
Mm,
love stuff like that.
mm.
No, I did really great. Saturday was awesome, and in general, and it was a good show. I think the biggest one the people was waiting to see was going to be the first women champion. United States champion. We got it. Everything else just went the way it was meant to be. Drew McIntyre won. Motor Machine defended the titles. So far, everyone is where it's meant to be. And with that, we're just getting to the end of this part of the last shirt of the year. And now we're gonna come back and we're gonna do just a little bit of recap of the current champions around the pro wrestling, the biggest pro wrestling companies, and then we're gonna do our awards of the best of the best. We got 10 categories, so stay tuned. We'll be back.